are down the highway on another adventure. It's a nice October day. All the leaves are off and we're almost into winter. So I wanted to do one more great adventure, exploring, and historical documentation video before we get buried in snow. It's still in the morning, so it hasn't quite warmed up completely and cleared off yet, but it's looking like it's going to that way, which is the way we're heading. But anyways, in the old Dodge again, cruising since she's got the highway gears. So what we're going to be exploring today is a little portion of the mining history up here in Alaska. And we're going to be going to an old gold mine, and it's in a super cool location. And it's one of them that not a lot of people really know about. And it's got a really interesting story with it too. So before we get back on the road here, I'll just kind of tell you about it, and then you know what we're getting into, and we'll get back on the road and go see the thing. Okay, here we are on the back of the truck. I got a map set up on the tailgate here, kind of show you what we're getting into. Here's the Alaska Highway, and we're on what is known as the Cutoff Highway. It kind of links the Alaska Highway to the Richardson Highway in between through this area here. So we're going to be going about 60 miles down the cutoff here, and we're going to be getting on to what is called the Nabesna Road, and that takes you in to the Wrangell Mountain area. And there's some hunting lodges in there, and the road is only really maintained for like 10-20 miles at the beginning, and then after that you're kind of on your own. But there's lodges further in, and people go in there to hunt every year, and they operate with bush planes and whatnot. Okay, so turn back time to 1899. This is predating the whole road system. The cutoff, the highway does not exist. The Richardson Highway was more of a trail then. And our target area is Nabesna, and that is part of the Wrangell Mountain Range. And Nabesna is a valley, and there's the Nabesna River that runs through, and it's all glacier fed. So in 1899, these two big shots in the Army carry out a couple different expeditions on the valley and Wrangell Mountain Range in search of gold deposits, because any earlier attempts before their time, the miners and prospectors, passing through the area, they kind of overlooked it. They didn't see the potential there, so they just moved on and went to the other areas that became well known. But anyways, they carry out their expedition. They find gold deposits. It isn't reported until a couple years after their expeditions. And, any attempts at mining it just led to loss of interest, not enough potential, and, men striking out and going off to the bigger, better mines in other areas of the state. By 1913, another mine nearby, the workers struck out and ended up leaving, and therefore interest in Nabesna was piqued again. So they returned, tried to mine, same result. They struck out, left, went to the other bigger, better mines. And then fast forward to 1922, a guy by the name of Carl F. Whitham, who was actually part of the expedition team by the Army that carried out the gold search in Nabesna back in 1899. He was with that whole thing until 1908. He worked along on other mine projects until the early 20s, and then in 1922, he returns to Nabesna. And then he and two other men make far more positive discoveries than anyone had been doing before in that area. So in 1924, he restakes the claims in Nabesna, and he's, absolutely going for it. He's starting to find more promising results than past times, and he's starting to get more workers in to support him and help him. So after restaking the claims in Nabesna in 1924, in 1929, Carl F. Whitham forms the Nabesna Mining Company. With the help of a few workers, he mines enough gold and ore to produce the funds and resources to build a sophisticated aerial tramway up onto the mountain to transport ore, and then he built a 35-ton per day processing mill on the bottom of the mountain and was able to process everything on site. By 1932, with only 25 workers, they produced $175,000 worth of gold brought out of their tunnel systems and using their aerial tramways and 35-ton per day processing mill. So for Carl F. Whitham, things are really kicking off, and he needs a road system to support what is going on, because in 1930 and 1931, how he transported all the resources and accessories, all the things he needed into Nabesna Valley, he had to do it in the winter time of 1930 and 1931 with 30 horsepower Caterpillar crawlers with freight sleds pulling everything in over the frozen tundra, frozen rivers, frozen lakes. So it was quite a task to get everything in to support his project. So in 1933, Carl F. Whitham personally writes and sends a letter to the President of the United States, who would have been President Roosevelt at the time, requesting a government-funded access road into the Nabesna Valley, where his mine is located, so that he can truck out product and ore all the way out and down to Valdez, and then after that, it can get dispersed by water. So long story short, the president approves the request to allow government funding for the Alaska Road Commission to punch in a road from the Richardson Trail all the way up halfway here and around 45 miles all the way back into the Nabesna Valley to gain access to Carl's mine. So in 1933, this began right away, and by the fall of 1933, they had it punched in and completed. So Carl F. Whitham really praised the Alaska Road Commission for punching a road in all that way through the rugged terrain and allowing him to have better access to the mine, be able to truck out ore and product over 200 miles down to Valdez in order for it to be dispersed by water after that. And that really industrialized his mine and really made things pick up and take off. So from that point on, from 1933 to 1940, the mine is doing immaculate. I mean, he's working year-round through the winter. I can't imagine how tough that would be. And by that time, he probably had up to 40 workers. They were all staying on site, working year-round, like I mentioned. And by 1940, they had hauled out 73 tons of gold valued at $1.8 million. And, that was huge numbers for the time. And actually, Carl F. Whitham's Nabesna Mine project was actually seen as, one of the better mines in this whole portion of the state. So in 1942, here's where things drastically change. The war is just, starting up, and things are not looking good for the U.S., after Pearl Harbor and everything like that. The Army takes on the big task of punching in the road system, the Alaskan Highway, all the way from Canada into Alaska to gain better access for defense and support. So all throughout 1942, that's going on. They arrive at Carl F. Whitham's Nabesna Mine. They shut him down. They pull all of his workers and put them on more essential and more needed projects for the war effort. And of course, after such great success, he is devastated that he got shut down, but there wasn't much he could do about it. So with the Army having the Alaskan Highway punched in, something else they actually did, you know, they ran through this whole area with the highway. They decided to link their highway to the halfway point that the mine actually started, you know, on the cutoff road. So about 60 miles, the Army punched in the connection right here and connected the whole cutoff, and then that just gave a better road system from the Alaskan all the way down to the Richardson. So fast forward again, 1946, the war is over. Carl F. Whitham now has the, you know, Alaskan Highway and this connection here to support his mine even more. So, you know, he had to wait throughout the war, but it's finally over, and now he can get things started up again. He had actually hoped to get a railway support into the mine, and that would really, you know, that would be amazing for him also. But his attempts at reopening the mine are cut short. In 1947, Carl F. Whitham passes away from health concerns, and ever since then, the mine was completely abandoned. Nobody has ever gone back and revived it, got it up and going again. So where we're going has been left dormant since 1947 after the death of, you know, Carl F. Whitham, the guy that did the impossible and got this mine going when nobody else saw the potential in it. And now the grounds that it remains on, they fall under the Wrangell St. Elias National Park and Preserve, so it's protected, and it's kind of a tourist attraction now, you know, like we're doing today, but not a lot of people know about it, like I mentioned before. So, you know, we're going to go check out the whole thing and kind of document it for YouTube and for my, you know, photo collection. So this is going to be cool. And like I mentioned before, the first portion, little portion of the Nabesna Road is the only maintained part, so you're kind of on your own. Yeah, there's the wilderness lodges, but they're going to be shut down this time of year. So I'm carrying a few things just to be prepared. It's pretty rugged country out there. So let's get back on the road and take our journey into there. Here we are turning on to the Nabesna Road now. This would have been their original access road. Of course, it's all been modernized, and there's houses and other spots on the first portion of it, and then the wilderness lodges are further back. But it's going to be a long and slow ride all the way down this road. It's pretty rough and rugged. It's paved for a while, and then it gets gravel, and then it's paved for a little bit again, and then it's gravel the rest of the way. So 43 miles all the way back. Getting down here a ways now. Pavement should be ending here soon, and it's all gravel. Pretty rough. Can't go too fast, that's why it takes so long to get in here. Well, we're getting there. 30 miles in now. Here we are about 34 miles in, got a little bit of a water crossing. Just had to stop and admire the scenery for a minute. Sure is beautiful. Mile 36, we're getting closer. Okay, finally made it. This is the end where you can only get to with a truck, and then you gotta walk the rest of the ways. It's kind of blocked off here. But got a little pack here, and of course, got a gun for bears, 40 caliber Glock. Got some stuff in here, a few snacks, whatnot, water bottle. So we'll head on up the trail here and try and find this thing. Walking on down the old road now. People still come back in here to hunt, so it's still open for four-wheelers and whatnot, but it's kind of overgrown and wet for a pickup. But from my research on this mine, I guess they had a couple tunnel systems and a little operation separate from the main area. So we're going to be coming up on that separate operation up on the mountain, and then 1.5 miles from that is going to be like the main area, all the buildings and everything. And I guess the first little operation with the couple tunnel systems and structures is up on this mountain, and that's checking out because right up there I can see the buildings, kind of. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but up there, and it almost looks like there's a tunnel opening up there. But yeah, up in that area. And then the mill and all the structures where the workers stayed in is around the mountain. I found an old map that kind of shows the layout of how it was. So let me try and avoid this water as much as I can. And I think there's a trailhead that takes you up to that part of it. So we'll see. Yeah, I definitely see the roofs of buildings up there. So I think we're on to the right spot here. Something else about the mine. We know it was under the Nabesna Mining Company, but the whole thing actually had its own nickname, so to speak. The Rambler Mine. Not sure the origin on that, but that's what it got called. So it's either referred to as the Nabesna Mine or Rambler Mine. And being that it's fall and all the leaves are off, we'll get some more visibility to find stuff. The only downfall is it's less pretty scenery wise, but oh well. Okay, up the road a ways, and here's the trailhead. Rambler Mine. Wonder if this sign here tells any info about it. Not really. That's kind of disappointing. It's about all there is right there. Yeah, they don't tell much about it. So my guess is this would have been the old road up here. And it's all overgrown and everything now, obviously, so now it's just a hiking trail up to it. So we'll head on up. Making her on up here. You can definitely see the evidence of it being dozed in back in the day. We're getting up there closer to it. Pretty good incline. I can't imagine driving a loaded down truck all the way down this and then back up and keep repeating that process all throughout the 1930s. So it probably would have been, you know, Ford AA's or something like that with a dump body on them. Pretty amazing what they did. Still making her up. Man, it's gonna be an awesome view when we get to the top, for sure. Looks like there's a corner up here, which makes sense for it to switch back onto the mountain there. Up here at the corner, looks like they cut into the bank and leveled it off so they could go that way a bit too, from what it looks like. Keep on going this way. Up here at another corner, looks like it goes that way too. Should be getting pretty close here. Here we are up pretty high. I see something shiny, must be a roof. Right up against the mountain here. Oh yeah. Sure enough, here we are. This looks more recent. Somebody must have came up here and added that on later or something, I don't know. But there's where we came up. They just built them right up against the mountain here. We're breaking the rules, don't tell nobody. Oh yeah, a lot of cool stuff already. Man, right up against that, that's crazy. Wonder what that is. Something. Track system for moving stuff, looks like. And we got a drill bit. Piping. Man, imagine carrying that stuff up here. Goes all the way back there. Looks like this is empty. That's empty too. It's over here. There's some minecart track system. Well, that's a lot of drill bits. There's a whole tram system going down there. Nice, beautiful view too. Man, that is a lot. Looks like people have been up here carving into these. Is there anything in here? Nope. Oh yeah, I guess I looked from the other side. This is all more recent, so somebody's either come up here and tried to preserve them or something. Well, there's one tunnel. Even a cart still in there, look at that. Piping goes right into there. Man, this is cool. So they got one track system going over here. That must have been for the tramway, because it's all laying down there collapsed, looks like. And then another tramway up there. And then it comes down, goes down a level, and then comes over. That's really cool. Like I said, pretty sophisticated system they had going on. Bunch of stuff down there. Let's take a peek in this tunnel here. The state's got them closed off, but come in here and look at this cart. That's really cool. Man, that's pretty tall too. They didn't want to bend over. Wonder how far that goes in. This is sure a pretty rugged place to have an operation. People think they got it tough nowadays. Look at this. Come all the way up that in some 1930s truck and work this all year round. Pretty crazy. Looks like some old trinkets laying here. Coca-Cola. Whatever else. That's all cleaned out and empty too. And this whole thing, this is cool. Pathway going up there. Old door. Here's the tracks running along here. Here's where it dumped out. That's all eroded now. The cart is still up there though. That's some old-timey stuff right there. Guess the next thing is climb up that and see what's up there. More pathway stuff over here. I wonder, looks like an old outhouse or something. Take a look real quick. Yep. Looks fairly recent, so somebody's messed with it. Over here on this side, looks like some runoff type stuff down there. Of course, there's the buildings and the tramway going up. So let me head back down that way and we'll climb up that. Okay, here we are back to this point. Head on up this. Man, it's just crazy walking up and down this every day to work. Maintaining this whole thing. Looks like an opening right there. Keep on heading up. Probably be pretty cool to bring a metal detector in here and poke around. Might be surprised with what you find. Bunch of dug out stuff that's ran down, looks like. Look at the cables holding that together. Pretty cool. Camera may not pick it up so good, but there's the idea of the incline. Looks like the rocks here took out the remainder of the tramway going up to the top. Here's kind of where it is in a bunch of pieces and then starts kind of right there. Pretty intact the rest of the way down. Made it up to the top here. Can kind of see why they chose to put a tunnel here. They got this natural flat platform to work from. There's the tunnel up there. Remaining stuff from the tramway. There's the old road there. Goes around the mountain here. And from looking at the historical map, the rest of the mine is over there around the mountain. So might try and get up on that, see if I can get a vantage point down onto it. But got some lakes. There's the big river over there. And these are the Wrangell Mountains. What an awesome view. So yeah, they were digging out of that, working it all the way down there, dumping it, and then getting it down to that road system, hauling it 43 miles out. So that's really impressive for back then. It definitely looks like a gold hardy country. So get a drink of water and then I'll climb up to that tunnel there. May try and climb up onto that rocky portion there and get a higher view. Don't think I'm gonna try anything higher than that. Although up there would be kind of cool too. Have to see. All right, let's take a little climb up to that tunnel. Looks like there's a path leading around this way. Definitely feel on top of the world here. Up here at the tunnel, found some sort of old winch, looks like. Pretty cool. I bet packing it up here was fun. Cable runs down. Here's the tunnel. Definitely looks like they were using something to get into the rock there. Looks like chemicals. And this is all dugout stuff, looks like. Well, she's blocked off, but climb in here and have a peek. Pretty low now. Can't really see in there though. Yeah, this is a low one compared to the bottom. Makes sense though. What a view to come out of that and see all this. Drill bit stuck in right there. Let me get up to that. Or that. That one looks better. Climb up to there. Some freaky looking stuff. Up here at the top, there's the tunnel down there. Yeah, she's a steep one here. Nice little spot to chill out though. Looks like they came up here too. Another one over there. So I guess I'll start heading back down. Gonna try and scoot over there, see if I can see around the mountain here and see the rest of the mine. And then we'll get back down to the bottom and then take the old road and go see that part. Okay, here I am kind of around the side a little bit. Can't quite see anything, but I'm not gonna keep going. I wanna allow enough time to get back down there and go all the way to it on foot. So work my way back around and then down. Here we are back down, just about. Okay, let's make a run down this and explore the tramway that would have taken it to the lower level real quick, see what's down there, and then we'll head on back down and then follow the road to the rest of it. Big old compressor or water pump or something. Old-timey motor on it. It's pretty cool. Then down further here, the whole tramway collapsed. Let me get down there and see what's at the bottom. Oh yeah. So I imagine this thing was elevated out over the mountain here, or hill, whatever you want to call it. And that was the end point, and they dump it off of that platform type thing. So that's what that is. Still has a lot of stuff on it. Yeah, so they were bringing it down off those two tunnels, running it out on this tram, get it to this thing, big platform with a chute type effect, and then some type of dumping apparatus. And here's the old road here to load trucks, looks like, and then they just go down from there. So that's pretty cool. So I guess I'll climb back up there and we'll head out of this spot, go on to the next one. Back up from down in there. Before I head out, I think I'm gonna grab one of these bits for a souvenir. There's plenty of them there for the next person, so that's good. Okay, now we'll head on down and go see the main portion of the mine and the whole camp area. Okay, back down to this point. Let's head down the old road here further and get to the other part. Supposedly it's a 1.5 miles, so I got a little bit of a gallivant, but it's not too bad. Looks like a good trail, up out of the low area at least. And there's where we were, right up there, up on that part. Quite a ways up. Slowly making it around the mountain here. Still making it. There's tracks from hunters being in here during season, but you can kind of look and see if there's any bear tracks in the soft spots. Haven't seen any. Meanwhile, still making it around the mountain. Kind of windy, so hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully we're getting close. Walking on down the trail here, it's getting kind of thicker, more overgrown. Came up to a sign here. Well, there's that. I'm assuming it's this way. Not sure what's that direction. Made it up to this, found another sign. Trail keeps going straight, but if you look in there, there's old stuff. Must be in the right place. Just another one of those signs. Well, that thing looks big. See another roof up above it. Some modern barrels. They must have been in here trying to clean up contaminants. As you can see, there's a lot of runoff here. A lot of runoff. Definitely looks toxic. Yeah, we're completely on the other side of the mountain here where it goes down again, because way around that way is where that other branch of the mine was. So this would have been the main concentration and operation area, and then a crew would have been working that other spot over there. Stuff laying in the ground, old barrel and blocks and whatnot over there. Yeah, that is a lot of runoff from processing everything here and then hauling it out 200 miles to Valdez. Bunch of barrels over there, old ones. Looks like they've all been busted open with a pickaxe or something, dumped out. Yeah, there's definitely been park workers in here kind of cleaning up stuff, but hopefully the building up there remains original. Sure looks like it. Before we head up there, let's see what's over here. Some kind of steel structure. Homemade dumping apparatus type thing. And a whole big pile of wood, lumber, stuff like that. Big stack of barrels. Back out here. Look at this freaky looking stuff. Yeah, so this was the whole processing mill. And then up there, right there, looks like a tunnel. And then I see some more roofs over there on buildings. And they just got barrels and barrels and barrels forever. Probably all the stuff the chemicals came in. Whatever all this was. Trail over there. Man, that is quite the pile there. Work our way up this way. Slowly falling apart over time, looks like. Old funnel. I'm sure they hauled their own sawmill in here and just milled everything on site. Wouldn't doubt that one bit. Guess I'll climb up there and see what I can see. Now that's heavy duty. I guess I'll have to climb up there and find that tunnel I saw. But we'll try and check out the buildings. Man, I sure bet that road system helped get all this stuff in here. Looks like their hardware right here, full of big, huge nuts and bolts and stuff. A lot of construction here. Wow. It's the whole processing spot. Set of stairs right there and then takes you over there. Big massive gear over there. Holding tanks, looks like. That stuff looks delicious. Cancer everywhere. Wow. And all that runs over there. Man, this is like stepping back in time for sure. Don't know if I want to walk over there or not. Probably not a smart idea. See, there's other footprints in here, so I guess I can try it. See if this stuff eats my shoes apart. This is just crazy. I don't think I'm making it up those. Step over here and see if I can get a better video view. That is just some crazy amount of construction. Looks all 1930s industrial for sure. Let's have a look over here. Huh. Empty sacks. A lot of them. Before we head back that way, I'll see if I can get down to that building there. Looks like another holding tank in there. Yep. Man, that is huge. I'll work my way back around that way and go to that side there. Get up on this side. Yeah, I'm not walking on that. See if I can get up this. That's a heck of an armature. Old door here. That pipe is solid. Try and climb up here. Here's an old Babbitt bearing. Wow. Wonder what this was. Involving some sort of heat, looks like. Oh, look at that. Just completely untouched and left how it was. Was looking back again, getting some pictures, and we saw that one. I found a readable one, Nabesna Corp. Valdez. So that's really cool. The old lumber's stamped. On the other side of that door, look at those. An old road. Here, now we can see the upper level. Since I couldn't climb those stairs. A cable with 2 hooks and a loop on the end. Be kind of handy. I'm not gonna walk on that, but just a whole workbench of stuff. whole upper level and everything. Man, how'd they even get this up here? That is crazy. Just a size comparison. There's the chute up there. That must be the tramway that comes in from the mountain up above where that tunnel is. Comes in here to get processed directly. Another holding tank, wow. So that's what that whole portion is, because I came in over there. Not gonna walk on that. I'm surprised that's even holding that up. That's crazy. Just goes to show craftsmanship was top notch back in the day. This is a amazing feat of engineering and ability to do this, especially in this kind of part of Alaska. There's a bucket of some sort. Yeah. Guess I'll climb up there and poke around, see if I can get up on the mountain there. Huh, not much in there. Old oil can. Don't really want to walk in there, as you can see. Walk around this now. And there's the whole tower with the cart and tram set up. Well, that might be a track, I don't know. Yeah, there's another tower up there. Wow, that's a lot of work there. All of it. Make my way through there, down to that other side, and then we'll go up, I guess. That's about to come down. Another chute right there. What a place to work. Looks like I can head up right there. Here's the upper portion of it. All collapsed from the looks of it. Oh yeah, there's their cable system. It went all the way up. They'd have a tunnel up there and then cable that little cart down, dump it, and process it. Here's a secondary one. Cables are still strung. Pretty tight, looks like. And wherever this goes might go to more buildings. Might explore up top and then come back down to these. I see shiny stuff over there. Found a path to follow kind of up here. There's like another holding tank or something over there. And here's the cables. Climbing this one now, following the cables up. I see some more roofs over there, so I'll have to go check those out when I get back down. But, you know, look at the size of this thing. Then there's one really high up right there. It goes all the way up. Running up and down this every day to work too. Still climbing here. Here's the cables. And there's building there. Big old stovepipe coming out of it. Hopefully I can get up here pretty quick. There's the mill down there. Still climbing, but I just came up on another structure, all collapsed. But must be getting closer. Looks like it's quite a ways to the peaks of the mountain, but I'm sure they're not way up that high. Man, these are some huge beams up here too. Keep on going. All right, out into the opening. Probably would have been too tough to climb up that. Not much to grab onto. But as you can see, we got all the cables here. And there's that. How that is still standing, I don't know. And then that cable goes way up further. So I'll climb up there and check this thing out. But wow. That's a climb. Okay, mill's down there. There's that, kind of even with it right now. Can't just stand anywhere you want. Pretty steep. I'll try and get up on that right there. See what it looks like. I'm not gonna go over to that. That's just too steep right there. A lot more than this looks like. So I'll try and get up this now. We're up above that structure now. There's the mill right there, and the other buildings that I haven't been to yet. Looks like quite a few over there. But anyways, big old cable way out in the sky. That's a long way down. See if I can at least get to one tunnel. I don't know if I got the other one. The one that's further up, I don't know if I got that one in me. But let me put the camera down so I can climb here. Finally got up here to a little flat spot. And all I'm gonna say is, these guys are freaking nuts. Those cables go all the way up there. And I hate to disappoint, but I'm not going up that. So that tunnel I could see from below, I'm not sure where it's at. There's some cable laying all down in there. Not sure where that tunnel is. Might be over there or up there. Not sure. But anyways, we got a good vantage point up here now. Creep over here to this log. So these cables come down from the tunnels up here. They go to that. I see there's tracks there for a cart. And then they go down on another cable system from that all the way down to the mill there. And look how many buildings are over there. We still got to get back down and explore all those. It's almost 5 o'clock, so kind of got to hurry up. It's a little darker earlier now, but this is one great vantage point. I'd say we're up higher than the other spot. Hard to tell though. Have to go on Google Earth and try and get what the elevation is right here. The camera just doesn't do it justice. She's a long ways up here. So I'll get some pictures while I'm up here and then head all the way back down and go see all those. Working my way back down. I was gonna go the way I came because I thought it was steeper over there, but it looks flatter. So I was making my way over here to this structure that I said I wasn't gonna go by, but now I am. And there's a tunnel. So glad I found one. So it wasn't coming up here and not seeing one. Let me get down here to it. Okay, I got down here to it. Well, that one's not blocked off. I guess it might be easier to go down that way. Okay, but let's have a look at the tunnel. Okay, I got a light here. Can at least have a little peek. Not gonna go too far in there because, you know, it's pretty risky. But I almost hear an echoing sound, like, I don't know, wonder if this exits out the back somehow. almost looks like it dead ends there, or it's a corner, can't tell. But yeah, there's frost in here. So that makes sense why they had the tracks on that wooden structure, so they could transfer it down right out of the tunnel with a cart, dump it down, and then use the trolley cable thing. But that's super cool. Put this back. Considering the age, it seems to be pretty intact, but I gotta get going, get back down to the bottom so I can explore those other buildings. So I'll try and get down here. Yeah, this looks a little bit better. Just follow it down that way. Should have came up that way. Here's a look at this before I get down below it. Down here a little ways further and found this big huge radiator from something. Guess that's what it is. Just slid down here into nowhere. There's where we were up there. Just about down. It's kind of getting a little bit flatter down here, which is good because I was leaning back and digging my heels in the whole way down. Oh, what's that? Interesting. All right, finally back down here to the mill. Work our way over that way. Check out the rest of those buildings and then get out of here. Almost 6 o'clock now. Other side of the mill. Here's this cabin here. This trail should take us to the others. Oh yeah, I see a roof. Okay, and then down on that trail, there's the other one that goes down by that stack of barrels, looks like. And we got a cabin there, and a fallen one in there, and then probably more over there. But let's have a look here. This looks like a main bunkhouse or mess hall because of the size. Yeah, a whole row of them. Let's have a look at this one real quick. Nice stairway up to it, they did. Let's see if this will still hold somebody up. There's some modern stuff in there, so somebody's been messing around. But pretty well kept cabin, I mean, for the age. Let's head on over to these. Back over here. Bunch of stuff in there, looks like. This is sketchy. There's a cool old stove. But yeah, more modern stuff in these, looks like. Hunters and whatnot. Pretty good size one. And then on over to this one. That's a Model T axle. Yeah, it sure is. Model T front axle. I know what I'm carrying out. Once again, people in here messing around. Old basketball hoop somebody put up. Oh, that's interesting. More junk. And one more. There's those. Looks like the last one of the row. And then it goes down and there's a couple more over there. Watch where I walk here. Huh. Okay. Let's go see these. Came from over there. Here's this one, looks like a shed or barn. Big, massive crankshaft. And other various junk laying around. Core samples. So somebody's been in here doing a lot of core sample stuff. Another old motor looking thing over there. Another big door opening there. Shelf against the wall. I bet that's Model T or Model A. That's cool. Old stuff everywhere. Walking away from that now. Over to this trail. Another big pile of barrels. Whatever's over here. Not much of anything, really. Just more trail systems. There's that big stack we saw from up on the mountain. More machinery. There's the side of the barn, shed, workshop, whatever it is. Let's see what this is. Looks interesting, like another shop or something. Another one of those things there. Well, somebody's got an old Ford pickup stashed up here. That's interesting. Oh, look at that thing on tracks. That's really old. Huh. Yeah, I'd say this was the workshop or something. Bunch of big rope. Well, there's that big stack. Man, that thing is clean. Besides the dents. Looks like she's been here a long time. People are writing on it. Man, she's better than most people's daily drivers. More writing. Looks like an FE motor. And it's a 73 or 74, looks like. More writing. Another track thing. That'd be almost super cool to drag out of here. Well, that's an old fender. Wonder what that's from. Leaving the workshop. Big stack. Looks like what's over here is just falling in. Back to these buildings now. Yeah, not much there. All right, we're back at the junction area where the buildings are that we started at. I'm gonna go back over, grab that Model T front axle because I'm stupid enough to carry that 1.5 miles to the truck. Because it's not often you find Model T parts anymore. So that's gonna be my souvenir from this portion of the mine. I got a drill bit from the other area. Left that in the trail, so I have to pick that up too. So grab this axle and then start walking out. Climb in here and grab it. I guess it's just a support. Cut that rope and dig it out. That is an absolute score right there. It's not even broken out or welded up to be a trailer axle or anything. It'll still take spindles, and it's not even bent from being pulled out of the mud, from being stuck or anything. That's super rare. That's a prize. Back out here at the mill where we began. Got the prize. Now for the walk to the truck. Alright, made her back finally. I know one thing, I'm gonna sleep good tonight. That was sure a workout. But I hope some of you found this interesting and it was kind of educational and got to document some more Alaska history and bring along all my viewers who don't always get to go out and see all this stuff. So yeah, it's a true time capsule. You don't get to see that, you know, mines left mostly original and original tunnels and all that. So that was super cool. So yeah, till the next time, I'll see you later.